Hi. It's been a while since I posted, and I thought that I would start back up with a Q&A video that was requested a few months ago. I've got my questions written down in here. First we have Fresno Falcon 47, who was the person that requested the video in the first place. So thank you for participating and being interested. I noticed that you only appear to post a couple times a month. Is this more of a second form of hobby for you? Sorry, it's been even less than that. It is definitely a hobby for me. I don't make money off of it at all. I monetized a few videos just to see what would happen, but it's pretty much nothing. And I put a lot more money into like buying the equipment and stuff than I have actually made. But for me, it's more about having an audience. I like for my art to be consumed, and as long as there's interest in it, that's what brings me joy. Where do you see the channel going? Nowhere, really. I guess in my dreams that like 10,000 subscribers would make me feel pretty cool. But as long as people are watching, it's a great creative outlet for me, so I plan on doing it. You are very good at ASMR. Thank you. Not many artists continue for more than 2 to 3 years. Is that true? I never noticed. What is your ethnic background? You have striking features. Thank you. I am half Brazilian. My father is from Brazil, and I am half French Canadian. And people often think I'm Armenian or Persian. I get those a lot, and those features are definitely from my dad's side of the family. I also sense that you have been through formal education. Did you attend/complete college? If so, where and what did you study? I graduated from Cal State Northridge. I got a degree in theater arts, which I knew wasn't exactly a degree that people were clamoring to hire from, but acting is what I wanted to do my entire life, so it never really occurred to me to major in anything else. I also did a computer science minor because I was gonna perhaps pursue a career in that while I was pursuing acting, and I sort of just fell really out of love with it, so I didn't really go further than the minor in computer science. Jody Dunville says, a comment before the question. One of my favorite things about this channel is that you don't wear ridiculous fake nails. It's really refreshing to see great content with Lego/brick building, chess pieces, and other things that have a focus on hands being made without the need to use wild prosthetics or adornment. Thanks, I'm glad you like that. I have worn fake nails in a few of my videos, but generally I find fake nails to make life so difficult. I don't know why girls do it to themselves. I feel completely incapacitated every time I have long nails. And I definitely could never do Lego with them, so maybe I'm just inept, but what are your favorite old school video games besides Perfect Dark, and why? GoldenEye, obviously. I guess why is, gosh, it's just because I played them when I was young, and the nostalgia it brings back makes me happy. I know that's kind of a lame reason. I also enjoy Super Mario for the same reasons. I like all of the Mario games, Nintendo, Super Nintendo. I didn't like the N64 one as much as the more simple ones. I loved Super Mario Brothers 3. That is where it's at. Oh yeah, when you're flying with the foxtail and you go, oh, and you have the like pyramid level. And I like how the little everything dances in the menu screen. Super Mario Brothers 3. Oh, and I really like Super Mario Brothers 2 actually as well, even though I never finished it because man, that was hard. But I really liked being able to play the princess. I love being able to play girl characters, so I liked that one a lot. Yeah, those are about the only old video games I'm really into. Kinda lame. Do you have a collection of stuff for N64 or GameCube or old school PlayStation/Xbox that you could share with us? I don't have a collection. I used to have N64 and Super Nintendo, but I've moved a lot, and they sort of, and I lived in really tiny places, so a lot of things got axed, and they just got lost somewhere along the line. And I never had a GameCube or a Sega or PlayStation or anything like that. As far as gaming goes, I tend to get really obsessed with just a couple games here and there and not really gaming as a whole. So I'm super unfamiliar with a lot of systems and games, but then the ones I do know, it's like, oh yeah. This is from Seth Backus. What are your favorite types of ASMR triggers? I like sticky fingers, like when the fingers kind of suction to a surface. I like that sound a lot. I love accents, foreign accents. Actually, my very first experience with ASMR was with my grandmother, my Brazilian grandmother, who always spoke pretty broken English. And when I was little and she would talk to me, I would always get this tingling in my head. And she believes in psychics and things like that, so when that would happen to me, I was like, wow, is she actually psychic? Are we forming some psychic connection right now because of this tingle in my head? And come to find out, it's ASMR. And the only experience I'd really had with it up till that point was my grandmother's voice, and that's still one of my favorite triggers. I also like tarot readings, You know, actually, I got ASMR from reading these questions that people posted for the Q&A. Weird, right? Like, as I'm reading them, I get ASMR. This is from Sean Patterson. Who is your favorite god / goddess from the Egyptian mythological pantheon? Bastet, obviously, the kitties. I really love Isis, Ra, the goddess Mot, who is the goddess of justice. She's cool. I like all of them, really. Yeah, I love all the Egyptian stuff. Yeah, I don't know if I could choose a favorite. Maybe bust. Will you ever make a lotto scratch-off video? I would love to make a lotto scratch-off video if that was something that people wanted to watch. I love lotto scratch-offs. Do you think it's more important to live well or live long, or are the concepts intrinsically linked? I don't think they're intrinsically linked. I think you can live for 100 years and never really enjoy it. And it's the very essence of me question that I believe it's better to live well rather than long and enjoy your life as much as possible, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else, no matter what that entails. And that's why I don't judge people for the things that they do in life, because even if it's unhealthy, because who wants to be healthy but hate their life, you know? What are your top 10 favorite animals? Gosh. Cats. House cats. Big cats. Sloths. Pigs. I love pigs. I want like a little tiny teacup pig. I would get a big pig too, but I don't really have the room for that. Rodents like rats and squirrels, things like that. How many am I at? Like 7. I like dogs. I don't know if they'd make top 10. Well, I love pugs. For some reason, I am really drawn to pugs. Even though their poor little respiratory systems don't work right, so it's actually kind of sad. But they are really freaking cute. Let's see. That's like all I can think of. I like them all. I love all animals. This is from Chris N. He asks, if you could be any superhero, who would you be? I would be Superman. Superman's the coolest. He's like invincible, basically. Aside from that superhero, what superpower have you always wanted? Interestingly enough, people seem to really like the fact Superman can fly, and that's probably my least favorite aspect about him. Well, I mean, I could live without the cool breath too, you know, but what I always really liked was his invulnerability and strength. And that's why I would want those powers, purely to be able to protect myself and things that I loved and not be at the mercy of anyone else. That would be the coolest to me, like in Superman Returns, when they shoot the bullet and it hits his eyeball. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It would be nice to know that be nice to know that you can't be harmed. Unless someone has kryptonite. Or tries to hurt Lois. Look, it's not perfect. Torrid asks, if you were a sandwich, what type of sandwich would you be? Vegetarian, I guess. Lame answer. I would actually, if we're being a little bit more metaphorical, I would be something spicy. Even though I dislike spicy food, but I would, if I were a sandwich, I'd definitely have some kick to me. You would hurt a little bit after consuming. And probably, you know, like a alcoholic dipping sauce. Yeah. Chris Navas writes, what made you decide to make ASMR content? I've been a fan of ASMR for years, like pretty much since when it started being referred to as ASMR, is about when I discovered it. And I consumed a lot of videos. And like I said, I always wanted to be an actress, so it was kind of an opportunity to be able to act and make ASMR content. So it was actually really perfect. And the only reason I didn't start sooner is because I was a little afraid of mean comments. I was a very sensitive soul, and I couldn't take any hate. I just was not equipped to handle that. And now I'm a bit better at not letting it get to me, or not letting it devastate me anyway. If you were I'm sorry. This is from Vincent Hanna. If you were reincarnated as an animal, what would you be and why? I would be a cat, because I am a cat. I have all the same characteristics. Like to be up at night, kind of is aloof, but can be really loving. What is your weapon of choice? But if we're being more literal, I don't know. Sickle sword. I always thought that looked pretty sweet. If you could name a comet, what would you name it? I would probably name it Pumpkin, because that is my cat that I recently had put to sleep, and she was my girl. If you could make and name your own constellation, what would it be? Am I making it from stars that already exist? Or am I like making my own patterns in the sky? I don't know. I would probably I would make some like ancient Egyptian, an Ankh maybe, infinity symbol in the stars. I don't know. Who or what would you save in your superhero movie, and who or what would be the villain? I love how I'm getting superhero questions. That's delightful. In my superhero movie, I would save animals, and the villain would be people mistreating animals. If you were a villain, what would you be like? I'd be pretty much myself, but without my compassion, empathy, and that's not really something you can have if you're a villain, I don't think. Strife Zach 343 asks, what is your chess ELO? Or is it ELO? I did look this up, I forgot. Seeing as I don't even know what it is, it's probably like -80. I looked it up and I tried to understand it, but it was quite a complicated thing. I'm not good at chess. I'm terrible at it. No matter how many times I play, I don't get any better. So it would be quite low. And Zach Flackerton asks, do you like The Simpsons? I do. I used to watch it a lot when I was little, so I know those seasons a lot better than any current ones. I don't think I've seen anything in 15 years maybe, so I do like it, and I used to love it, you know, when I was little. Everybody likes The Simpsons when they're little. Good social commentary, precursor to South Park and all that good stuff. And that's the end of my questions. Thank you super duper mucho for joining me, and I will see you in another video.